Now, in our health, our triggers are a little bit different. When I think about a physical trigger, it's usually something that is instigating a negative reaction or a symptom within our body. So think about toxins. Toxins can cause allergies. They can, some of our foods can cause GI upset. It can cause food intolerances, pain, rashes. I mean, there's so many different responses that we can have when we eat something that is not what our body wants to be fed. Okay. So for example, I worked with a gentleman a couple years ago, and whenever he would, like, he came into my office, he goes, I get food poisoning 3 or 4 times a week. Like, I don't know what to do about it. And so one of the things that we did for him is we did an elimination diet. Come to find out that he was sensitive to dairy and gluten and soybeans and soybean oil and corn oil and vegetable oil. So whenever he went out to eat, which was pretty much 5 days a week, he was eating out, but he was getting too many of the foods that were triggers for him. And so it triggered him to have a GI issue. My daughter, if she eats gluten or dairy, especially gluten, she will have an eczema breakout. So for her, gluten is a trigger, so we avoid it. So there's a lot of things that you may be triggered by that are causing issues or dis-ease in your body. And it's as simple as removing them from your diet so that we're removing the trigger. Now, once we remove that trigger, we allow our body to heal, and now we can go back into restoration mode. So we've got to remove the triggering food and then heal, and then we can reintroduce it 4 to 6 weeks later. Typically is a start to at least see if we're sensitive to it or not still. But sometimes it can take 6 months to a couple of years for our body to drop the antibodies and drop its defenses to those triggering foods. For some people, they have to eliminate those foods the rest of their life. But it's simple. You can either be able to do a blood test for that, or we can be able to do an elimination diet. And so within our business, within Complete Health Revolution, we help people to release the triggers by doing something called LIFT, which is an emotional release technique. And then we also help people by doing an elimination diet and figuring out what their triggers are, right? So there's 2 ways to approach it. There's a holistic way. Most of the people I work with, we approach it from both so that we can be able to eliminate the mental triggers that are driving the behavior that takes them off track. And we're also helping the body to rest and restore and to heal by changing the foods that they're eating and by removing the foods that are triggering those reactions. So we are happy to help if we can, but one of the first things you can do is just start taking notes about what your triggers are. If you feel triggered emotionally, or if you have some kind of a physical symptom, write down what was going on at that time, or what you ate that day, or what emotionally was going on, so you can be able to start taking small baby steps into really uncovering what your triggers are, and then we can help you mitigate those. Okay, so I just want to thank you for tuning in. If this resonates with you, please share it with the other people that might not be aware that there are triggers, and those triggers could be underlying their dis-ease, both mentally as well as physically. So thanks for tuning in. We will talk to you soon.